No, they hit you with a $35 overdraft fee. Think about the annual percentage rate, the APR, on that transaction. You effectively borrowed $5 for a day and it cost you $35. That is an interest rate of 700%. If a loan shark did that, they would go to jail. When a bank does it, it's just standard policy. Last year alone, banks made billions of dollars in overdraft fees, almost exclusively from people with less than $1,000 to their names. The rich get paid interest, the poor pay interest. It is a wealth transfer from the bottom to the top, disguised as service fees. And look, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, just don't spend money you don't have. And theoretically, yes, you are right. But psychology plays a massive role here that we cannot ignore. There is a concept called scarcity mindset. Studies have shown that when you are legitimately worried about money, when you don't know how you're going to pay rent next week, your functional IQ actually drops by about 13 points. That is the equivalent of missing a night of sleep. Your brain is so consumed with immediate survival that you physically lose the capacity to make long-term strategic decisions. This is why when people are broke, they often make decisions that look stupid to outsiders. They take the payday loan with 400% interest. They buy the lottery ticket. They eat the fast food instead of cooking. It's not because they're dumb, it's because their cognitive bandwidth is maxed out just trying to survive the day. The Boots theory isn't just about the math of money, it's about the math of mental energy. The rich man doesn't just save $50 on boots, he saves the mental energy of not having to worry about his feet getting wet for 10 years. He can use that brain power to invest, to learn a new skill, to start a business. The poor man is stuck in a loop of constant low-level panic. Let's dig deeper into the buy nice or buy twice phenomenon with something bigger than boots: cars. In the United States, unless you live in barely 3 cities, you need a car to work. A wealthy person buys a 3-year-old Toyota or Honda. It costs maybe $20,000. They pay cash or get a low-interest loan at maybe 4 or 5%. That car runs for 10 years with just oil changes. The total cost of ownership is low. Now, look at the person with bad credit and no savings. They need a car to get to the job to make the money. They go to a buy here, pay here lot. The predatory dealership sells them a high-mileage clunker that is worth maybe $4,000, but they sell it for $8,000. Then, because they have bad credit, the interest rate is 24%. If you do the math, over the life of that loan, they might pay $15,000 for a car that was worth $4,000. And here's the kicker. The car will likely break down before the loan is paid off. So they are still making payments on a dead car while trying to finance a new one. This is the poverty trap in high definition. You aren't just paying for the car, you're paying a risk premium because society has deemed you risky. And the only way to stop being risky is to have money, which you can't save because you're paying the risk premium. It is a cycle designed to keep you exactly where you are. And we haven't even touched on housing. Renting versus owning is the ultimate Boots theory example. When you rent, you are paying 100% interest. You get zero equity. You're paying your landlord's mortgage plus a profit margin. But to buy a house, you need a down payment, $10,000, maybe $20,000. If you are paying 50% of your income in rent because rent prices are sky high, you can never save that down payment. You're trapped paying $2,000 a month in rent for an apartment that would cost you $1,200 a month if you owned it. The rich person buys the house, lowers their monthly overhead, and gains an asset that appreciates in value. The poor person pays more monthly for an asset they will never own. It's expensive to be poor because you are renting your entire existence. You are renting your shelter, you are renting your money through credit card interest, you are renting your stability. So this is where it gets really interesting and honestly a little scary. There is a hidden tax on your time as well. Think about the laundromat. If you have a washer and dryer in your house, doing laundry takes 5 minutes of active work. You throw it in, you walk away. If you have to go to a laundromat, it costs you $5 in quarters, but it also costs you 2 hours of your life. You have to travel there, wait, and travel back. That is 2 hours you cannot spend working, resting, or being with your family. If you value your time at even minimum wage, the cost of that laundry is astronomical. Or think about food deserts. If you live in a low-income area, you might not have a giant grocery store with fair prices nearby. You have a convenience store with inflated prices. To get to the real store, you might need to take a bus and pay fare.